Hey everyone, welcome back. So today is week 4, class number 3, and it is on flying a pigeon pose. So we're going to take flight today with Skylar. And again, it's about a 55 minute practice. So give yourself plenty of time. You're gonna probably be using blocks and a blanket. So get yourself ready and let's go flying. Thanks for coming.
So you'll want a blanket and 2 blocks, and we'll set up to sit in a cross-legged position. I'm going to double my blanket up, so I have just a little lumper underneath my bum, and sit right towards the front edge of your mat. Have your 2 blocks with you. Put 1 block forward and off to the side, and then you'll tuck your left heel in underneath you and take your right ankle to your left lower thigh, and then you'll use one of your blocks, or maybe you'll need both of your blocks. I'm going to start on the highest height, but then I'll probably go to medium height. But first, just set up in a way that you can sit upright and you can create contact between your outer leg and the block. And for a moment, just sit up tall and see if you can roll just a little bit more onto the front side of your sitting bones. So you come into a little bit more of an anterior tilt of your pelvis. And then slowly begin to forward fold. And as you forward fold, it might be perfect right there with your block highest height, or you might feel like it's time to come down lower. Maybe you started on the medium height, you want to go to the lower height, but lower is not better. You want to keep your 2 pelvic halves evenly grounded on the floor. So if your left butt is lifting, you probably need the block a little higher. And then crawl your fingers forward. Now if you want to locate your other block and put it underneath your forehead, if that's easy, great. That might feel nice. Take about 3 more deep breaths. Very strongly flex your right foot, dorsiflex the right foot. Pull the toes towards the shin and tone the ankle so your outer ankle lifts away from the thigh it's resting on. Take 1 more really deep breath. Reach your chest forward and out of your hips and fold a little deeper. And then just walk yourself back upright. Lean back, lean your fingers down, and then just switch. So tuck your right heel underneath you. Take the block off to the left side and place your left ankle to your lower right thigh. And then again, just sit upright, sit up tall, see if you can roll a little bit more onto the front edge of the sitting bones or just on the middle of the sitting bones. In other words, do your best not to roll back. If you're rolling back, it just means you need more height underneath your butt. Sit up a little taller, root your sitting bones back, and then start to forward fold. And then as you forward hinge, again, you might turn the block down a little lower. If it's easy enough to put your forehead on your second block, do that. Crawl your fingers way forward. And think of reaching your chest out of your hips. Tone your left ankle really well. Dorsiflex the foot. That means pull your toes towards your shin, towards your knee. And also think of the inner heel rooting away so the outer ankle tones in. Take a couple more breaths. Maybe you can reach a little further forward and down. 1 more deep breath in and out. Roll your fingers back. Take your 2 blocks forward and just right in front of your mat. You can put them about shoulder distance apart, medium height and parallel. Lean back and then switch the crossing again, this time crossing at the ankles, and then sit up. Posture is called Siddhasana, so your feet are kind of tucked underneath opposite thigh. And then hold on to your shins or your kneecaps, wherever you can get a good grab. Close your eyes and come into cat-cow here. So on the inhale, you'll pull with your hands and reach your chest forward and up. And as you exhale, scoop your belly round and lean back. Come into a cat spine. And do that with your own breath, like 5 or 6 times. Starting to mobilize the spine. And starting to feel how your shoulder blades interface with the action of the spine and the ribs. Inhale, lifting the chest, lifting and opening the front of the chest, feeling the shoulder blades squeeze together on your back. And then as you exhale, rounding, scooping the belly, feeling the shoulder blades broaden really wide apart. Opening the middle, lower traps, rhomboids, big stretch all the way down into your serratus anterior. And opening the pecs and the armpits in the back bend. Come together on an inhale, lift your chest. And then empty out your mouth as you round. Take Uddiyana Bandha Kriya in this rounded shape. And as you pause, empty, widening the rib cage, pull with your hands and see if that little traction with your hands can flare the ribs a little more, hollow the belly a little more, and then firm your hollow belly and breathe in and sit upright and slip your eyes open. All right, just switch the crossing of your ankles. You can keep your eyes open or close your eyes. Take your hands up and spread your hands really wide, really spread your thumb and fingers, and then make a really tight fist and squeeze as best you can. And now we're gonna flick the hands. Go flick, flick, flick. So you're making a really tight fist, and then you're flicking. It's like you're trying to fling, like, I don't know, toxic waste off your fingers. Flick, 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 flick. And then the more you can really squeeze on the fist, the more you're gonna warm up and tone your wrists. At first it seems really easy and you're like, why is I even doing this? This is so stupid. And then pretty soon you'll be like, oh, this really sucks. My wrists and forearms are getting really tired. Well, that's good. That's what we're trying to do. Flick, flick, flick. Now we're going to do about another minute. We're going to take Kapalabhati. Stay with it. You keep going. I'm going to talk just a moment. So you're probably starting to fatigue a little bit in your fingers and your wrists. See if you can recommit. Maybe go a little faster or maybe go a little slower, but really squeeze your fists. You're like 2/3 of the way there. Stay with it. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a big breath in. Grab your knees or your shins. Big breath in. Lift your heart, lift your heart, lift your heart. Exhale, empty out your mouth and round, 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 round. Empty, 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 empty. Soften the belly. Flare your ribs wide. Uddiyana Bandha Kriya. Pull with your hands. Widen your ribs more. Then firm your hollow belly. Breathe in. Sit up tall. Slip your hands to the front of your heart and then just clear out your mouth lightly but fully. Take a soft Om with me. Inhale. Lean back just a little and step your feet down, out sitting bone distance apart. Lean forward, slide that blanket neatly off to the side and come into Uttanasana with a bend in your knees. Lift the ball of your left foot up and slip your left hand underneath the foot. Now I want you to separate, listen carefully, between your ring and your middle finger, and then slide that V shape between your ring and your middle finger, make a V shape, slide that on either side of the underside of your heel so that the ball of your foot moves way up to the crease of your wrist. Then take your right hand to the right block just to give you a little more stability. And then lean the ball of your foot into the ball of your hand and rock from side to side. Your knees can be bent. Really rock and roll. And see if you can very strongly ground the mound of your big toe into the mound of your thumb. You might linger in some tender spot. You can also kind of pull your forearm back to increase the crease of your wrist, just to give that a little bit more stretch to the front of your forearm. Take one more breath. And then just switch sides. Press press into your left fingertips as you release your left hand, just to restructure the wrist, and then switch sides. Make a V with your right hand, separate ring and middle finger, slide your hands so it slides on either side of your under heel. Get the ball of your right foot way up the base of your wrist, meat of your thumb, and then you can put your left hand on the left block if that helps. Rolling from side to side, waking up the wrist joint, massaging out the soft tissues. Again, you might kind of tug the forearm back just a little, and then release and press your right finger pads down for a moment. And then heel toe the inner balls of your feet to touch the tiny gap between your heels. Come through a flat back and bring your fingertips to your blocks. And then exhale, fold. You can keep your hands on the blocks. Bend your knees again. Come into a flat back. Slip your hands to your lower thighs. Think of a cow spine. Exhale, round into a cat. Do that twice more. Inhale, cow. Squeeze your outer hips in, outer thighs in. Round to cat. Press your arms straight, really round, and tuck your tail. Stretch your ribs. Inhale, cow. Your elbows will bend a little. Exhale, round cat-like. Inhale, with your knees lightly bent, reach your arms up. Exhale, draw your right leg up into your chest, hovering. And then hover in a figure 4 shape. Breathe in. Try not to let your ankle touch down. Breathe out and land the ankle lightly down. And then just extend forward. 1 breath in. Reach your arms way forward. Pull your hips back, hugging your left hip into the midline. Take your hands to your blocks and slide your right foot down outside the left foot. So you're in a cross uttanasana. You're on the left edge of your mat a little. Don't worry. Forward bow just a little. Inhale. Bend your knees a little. Step your left leg way, way, way back. And then bring your fingertips to your mat right behind your blocks. As you inhale, listen carefully. Let the right shin drop towards the floor, but don't drop the knee all the way down. Lift your heart a little. It's almost a pigeon. Lift your hips up, straighten both of your legs, part or all of the way and fold. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, bend your right knee. Let the right shin glide towards the floor, not all the way down. Don't jam it to the floor. Almost pigeon, straighten and fold as you exhale. And then one last time. Bend your right shin out, almost pigeon. Exhale, lift your hips and fold. And then bend your front knee a little bit. Listen carefully. Plant your left hand firm. Stay on right fingertips. And reach your right leg back and up to a down dog split. And then just take a full breath in here. Do whatever feels really yummy in your legs. You're on your flat left palm and your tented right hand. Exhale. Look forward. Inhale. Step your right foot between your hands. Step your left foot forward, come to your left fingertips and fold. Inhale to a flat back. You can bring your hands to your blocks if you like. Bend your knees and fold. Bend your knees, slip your hands to your thighs. Think cow. Keep your knees deeply bent. Straighten your arms round like cat. Inhale to stand. Reach your arms up. Draw your left leg up and hover. And then a full breath to almost touch down in a figure 4. Sink your hips, land the ankle, and then hinge way forward for a full breath. Pull your hips back, hug your right hip in, pull your chest forward, bring your fingers to your block, slide your left foot down outside your right foot flat back, and then fold, slipping your fingertips to the floor behind your blocks, your fingertips. Step your right leg way back and glide towards pigeon as you inhale. Tap your back knee, lift your heart, straighten and fold as you exhale. I'm just going to do that twice more, nice and slow. Inhale, call this almost pigeon, and then straighten and fold. And then one more time, almost le pigeon, straighten and fold.
My toe, that was broken.
Inhale, bend the front knee, plant your right hand firm, stay on your left fingertips. Down dog split as you exhale, and then just take a full breath to do whatever feels good in the leg. You might straighten the left leg, you might bend it, you might move it around. As you inhale, look forward and step between your hands. Exhale, step your right foot forward, come to right fingertips and fold. more dynamic, really slow and continuous. Hands to thighs, breathe in. Cow spine. Exhale, round to cat. Scoop your belly round, round, round. Inhale, through chair. Draw your right leg up into your chest. And then hover, 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 and land. One full breath to come deeper into the pose. Inhale. Exhale, hands to your blocks. Slide the right leg down outside your left foot. Bring your fingers to the floor. Step your left leg way back, almost pigeon. Exhale, straighten and fold. Bend your right knee enough to plant your left hand. Down dog split. Exhale, turn your chest. Do whatever feels good in the legs. Step your right foot forward as you inhale. Step your left foot forward, come to fingertips, exhale. Bend your knee, bring your hands to your thighs right away. Cow spine. Exhale, round cat spine. Inhale, come up through bent knees. Draw your left leg up. Hover, roll the thigh open and land. Inhale, deep breath to descend, descend, descend. And then slow as you exhale, fingers to blocks, left foot outside, right foot in fold. Slide your hand behind the block, step your right leg way back. Almost land the shin, lift your heart, back bend. Exhale, straighten and fold. Inhale, bend the front knee to plant your right hand, down dog split. Exhale, lean your chest open. Look forward, step left foot forward. Exhale, step right foot forward. And then just slide your blocks outside your feet, about shoulder distance apart. There'll be a little space between your feet and your blocks. And then come back to the cat-cow shape, hands to knees. Take a full deep breath in. And then exhale out your mouth and round and come into Uddiyana Bandha Kriya. Tone and firm your belly. Inhale, reach your arms up. Draw your right leg up and starts the same. Roll the thigh open, hover, and then hover it. And we'll hold 3 breaths to hover. So if you need to be more upright in order to not touch the ankle down, that's fine. If you have a little more mobility here, maybe you can come a little deeper into the hinge. Dorsiflex the foot. It's like your left thigh is hot coals and you're trying not to bring your ankle down. Take one more breath, hover, 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 hover. And now do land the ankle down and begin to reach the heart forward. Go forward, 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 and then just bring your fingertips to the floor for a moment, or if you need to bring them to the blocks for stability, that's fine. And then bring your upper arm bones. Let's start with the left upper arm bone, so you can use the right block just for a little more stability. So you're gonna bend your left elbow and bring your right upper arm way in front of the left upper arm, right in front of the right ankle. And really kind of hook it there. And you can make a little fist with your left hand. And now bring your right upper arm right near the armpit to the front of the upper right shin. And then really push your upper arm bones back against your shin and your shin into your upper arm. Really strongly push, and you're kind of trying to wrap your right toes like they were gonna touch around the side of your left bicep. But push your arms back. You'll really feel this in the outer glute as you do that. One more breath. Now just put your hands on the front edge of your blocks. Slide your right foot down so it lands just behind and outside the left block. And take a big step back with your left leg. And then you're gonna, even hands on the blocks, you're gonna let your right upper outer shin kind of knee land on the right block. And then go ahead and walk your torso down. So I'm just bringing my forearms or my elbows onto those blocks, on the front edge of the blocks. And that right block is supporting the right knee / shin. So that right shin can be really pretty parallel to the front edge of your mat, even if you don't have like great mobility there. Now if you have like super, super open hips and you want to slide your right knee all the way down to the floor, no problem. But really press the shin down so that you're keeping the foot and the shin active. And take about 3 more deep breaths, breathing really big breaths into your outer hip, and see if you can pull your chest forward, really rolling your heart forward through your armpits, even as you deeply open your outer right hip. A couple more breaths. In, forearms back and pull your heart forward. Kind of almost like a Sphinx pose. One more breath. In. And out. And then walk up onto two straight arms, hands to blocks. Reassemble them if you need to. And step right into a plank pose. Step your right foot back. And just stabilize yourself here. And then 3 rounds cat-cow-like, staying in plank. Inhale, arc your heart forward, look lightly forward. Exhale, press the floor away from you, round shoulder blades go wide. Inhale, retract the shoulder blades, heart forward. Exhale, protract your shoulder blades, round. One more time. Inhale, shoulder blades firm together on your back. Exhale, shoulder blades wide apart and round. Inhale your right leg back. Little down dog split. Simply step forward. Step your back foot forward. Come through a flat back. Little space between your heels. And just take the back of your hands to your blocks and fold. And take a full deep breath to stretch out your wrists. Inhale. And exhale. Spread your thumbs really wide. Inhale. Hands to your knees. Lift your heart. Cow. Out your mouth. Round. Uddiyana Bandha Kriya. Hug your outer hips in. Squeeze your legs together. Press your arms straight. Firm your belly a little. Reach your arms up. Inhale. Draw your left leg up. Roll the thigh out. And hover. And again, just suffer here with me a bit. More upright in your torso will make it a little easier to hover. Angling the hips will make it a little bit harder. So be at the place where you're almost touching down, but not quite. A couple more breaths. Hot coals on your right thigh. Lift your outer left ankle. Flex the foot. Pull the toes towards the shin. Last breath. Land down. And then begin to hinge. All right, so stabilize your fingertips to the floor or your hands to your blocks. I think it's a little easier hand to block. I'm going to put my left hand on the block. The left fingers to the floor is also fine. And then bend your right elbow and hook way up around the armpit. Now, you may not have the mobility in your hip to go towards the armpit, fine, or maybe you're more towards the elbow, but see if you can push with your right knee to push the ankle shin as high up the upper arm bone as you can go. And now same with the left side, but to the upper shin. I like little fists with my hands, and then push your arms back, push your shin and the front of your ankle against your armpits, arms, and pull your heart forward a little. Take a couple more breaths. Hug your right hip into the middle. The left butt is going to tend to sag here. Just assume you need to lift your left butt up a little. Last breath. And then bring your hands back to the blocks and slide your left foot right outside the back edge of the block. Kind of a funny position. Step your right leg way, 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 way back. And then bring your left knee, is really the upper shin, to the left block. And come down onto your forearms. And then again, maybe you want to bring your whole shin to the floor, but you're really trying to have the left shin parallel to the front edge of your neck. Pull your left hip back and wrap your right hip forward. You want to slide the shin down, fine, but it's not better to be closer. I'd like you to really go for parallel or almost parallel. And then pull your chest forward and think kind of like a Sphinx pose. I should have said this on the other side. This would be a really good place for a couple little wrist circles. Why not? You can always have extra credit, wrist strengthening and toning. A couple more breaths. Wrap your left hip back and your right hip forward a little. Keep your left outer ankle active and moving away from the floor. And then press to two straight arms. And step your left leg back into a plank.
Okay.
3 rounds of the cat-cow. If you need to do a little fixing of your blocks, no problem. Inhale. Arc your heart forward. Exhale. Round. Press into your inner hands. Inhale. Reach your heart forward. Firm your tummy. Exhale. Round. One more. Inhale. Cow-like. Exhale. A little lift of your left leg, tiny little down dog split just as a transition. Step your left foot between your blocks and step your right foot between your blocks. turn your blocks down so they're lowest height. They can be kind of towards the outer edges of the mat, that's fine. And bring your fingertips way forward, bend your knees a little, and step 1 foot at a time onto your blocks. And then you're just going to lean your left heel down so that you flip up the front edge of the left block. Really have your knees bent. Slip your left hand underneath the left block. And then step down. And then you've got this surface area for you to really pull your left wrist back against the front edge of the block. Now you can take the other side and do both feet at once. That might feel a little scary and wobbly for you. So if that's the case, then just release the left hand and do the right hand. Otherwise, you're going to do both feet now for about 5 breaths, and you'll release the left hand first and be on the right side for a breath. But don't do anything that feels really scary. You don't want to feel like you're going to do a somersault. So you're on the right side now, or you're on both sides. Even here, you could do a little of that, kind of a little slow rock from side to side, and you're pulling your wrists back against the pressure of the block. So release the left hand if you haven't already, and take a couple more breaths. So come to both finger tops, restructure your wrists. Step your feet back off the blocks, like 1.5 to 2 feet from the front edge of your mat. And then just take the knees apart and your chest down in between your thighs. And the blocks should still be there, and you can kind of push your forearms down against the blocks. And that will give you a little more oomph to push your shins up against your upper arm bones. So Malasana, if your heels are down, you can just right away move the blocks off to the side, and then you'll be able to push your upper arm bones down against your outer shins. But try and really tuck into yourself. We're not going to take the full pose where we reach the arms back and bind around the back of the hips, or even think about that. I just want you to think of crawling your upper arm bones way, way, way down inside your inner knees, inner thighs, and then rock a little forward onto the balls of your feet, and just make yourself in a really small, sometimes this would be like a prep for a baby bakasana. We're not doing that, but just feel yourself really tucked into yourself. And then release your chest forward, bring your knees together, come through a flat back, inhale, fold as you exhale. Bend your knees, come to chair pose. You can do that on a breath in or on empty. And then stand tall and interlace your hands around behind your back. Have the right thumb on top, and just take 1 breath for an upper chest counter stretch. Stand up tall, breathe in. Your legs can be bent or your legs can be straight. Exhale, chest open wide. Bend your knees, come to chair. Move slowly and fluidly, Utkatasana. And then come halfway forward, Ardha Utkatasana. Exhale. Lift high on the balls of your feet, plant your hands down. Inhale your knees way up your outer upper armpits. Exhale, rock your way forward. Try and lift both feet off the floor at the same time. If you can't, just lift your left foot off the floor. Everyone land your right foot down and stretch your left leg way, way back and come right into a warrior 2. Take a full breath to come to reverse warrior. So the inhale brings you into the shape, and then the exhale is a deeper expression of the pose. Extended side angle. Let's go forearm to right thigh. Inhale, get there, and then deepen the pose. Keep reaching through the shape as you exhale. Inhale, circle your hands down to the floor. Lift to the ball of your back foot and come into a figure 4 in your downward facing dog. You'll want to have your left knee bent and your heel really lifted. Reach your chest back. Inhale, look forward. Step your right foot between your hands and your left foot forward, Uttanasana. On empty or on a slow inhale, come to chair. Stand tall, Tadasana, and interlace your hands behind your back with your left thumb on top. If your feet are too close to the front edge of your mat, step them back a little. Take a full breath in. Stretch your heart open wide. Breathe out. Inhale, chair. Oh, through the left side. Half chair, Ardha Utkatasana. Inhale your hands to the floor, high on the balls of your feet. Exhale right into Bakasana. Lift both feet at the same time or just lift your right foot. Land your left foot down, stretch your right leg back. Stretch your arms wide, warrior two. And then reverse warrior, full round of breath. Inhale, reach up and back. And then exhale, keep reaching up and back a little further. Left forearm to thigh, extended side angle. Inhale, you can reach the top arm up or you can sweep it forward, but use your left forearm as the assist in the hip opener. Turn your chest down, frame your front foot, lift to the ball of your back foot, and then come into a figure four in the down dog split. Again, you want your right heel lifting the knee bent and press your chest to your left inner calf. Look forward, step your left foot forward, and step your right foot forward, Uttanasana. On empty or on a slow inhale, chair. And as you stand tall, you might need to step. Basically the same, one tiny little tweak. Chair pose. Half chair, exhale. This is the only add-on this round. Hands to the floor as you inhale, lift really high. Don't lift your feet, empty out nose or mouth, and then on empty, think Uddiyana Bandha Kriya, and then hollow your firm belly and lift off your feet. See if the bandha can pick you up, don't think too much. Breathe in, land your right foot down, and step your left leg back. Stretch your arms wide, don't overthink that. Reach back, same now. Full breath in reverse warrior, bend your right knee a little bit more, reach up and back and up and back and up and back. Extended side angle variation, forearm to thigh. Press your right thigh open, turn your heart. Down dog split in the figure four variation, full breath. Deepen the pose with your exhale. Hug your left hip in, reach your chest back. Look forward, step right foot forward. Exhale, come to fingertips as you step left foot forward. Inhale, chair. Pigeon. Stand tall, adjust your feet. If you need to, just a little back on your mat. Interlace your hands, left thumb on top, back bend. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, chair. Really slow and fluid. Half chair. Exhale. Full breath to set up. The exhale is your preparation for Uddiyana Bandha Kriya. Then you take the active Uddiyana Bandha and feel that it's your bandha that's picking your feet up. Pick your feet up. Don't think too much. Left foot lands down. Breathe in. Step your right leg back. Stretch your arms wide. Adjust your feet as you need to. Reverse. Breathe in. Reach up and back a little bit further. Extended side angle. Full round of breath. In. And out. Down dog split with the figure four variation. Chest to calf. Stretch your chest back. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Exhale, step your right foot forward. All right, grab your blocks. Bend your knees a little. Actually, you can just come down, hips to heels for just a moment, and set your blocks up right in front of your mat, shoulder distance apart. And then fold so your feet are about a foot, foot and a half behind the blocks. We're gonna do 3 different variations of Ekapada Galavasana, chair pose. Bring your right leg up into your chest, hover, rolling the thigh out, land the ankle, and begin to descend. Okay, so put your hands on those blocks, lift really high on the ball of your left foot. And then maybe you need to walk the blocks back a little. Maybe you need to shorten the distance between your foot and your hands, but try and push your left thigh up to push the foot up the outer left arm. Now, this round you're just gonna keep your thigh and your outer ankle intact, and you're just gonna do a few little toe taps. And see if you can lift up. You're really pushing your arm up against your shin. We're not gonna hold any of these postures too long. Tap up, tap down. All right, land the right foot down to meet your left foot, and take a moment in a counter stretch for your wrist. Press the back of your hands down, hang your head. Take a full deep breath in, then a slow deep breath out. And then on empty, roll to chair. Breathe in as you arrive. And stand tall and draw your left leg up into your chest. So some of you will like the figure 4. Some of you will like the blocks under the hands. Some of you not so much, no big deal. We're gonna all try these various variations. All right, bring your hands to the blocks. Again, you might need to shorten the distance or lengthen the distance between the block and your foot. Lift high on the ball of your right foot. Bend your right knee and use the right thigh to push the outer ankle up so that that left foot gets as high up towards the outer right armpit as you can. Lean forward. Now you've got to go forward with your chest. Push your arms against your shin. Gravity's bringing your shin more to your arms. You've got to push your arms up and see if you can do a few little taps or maybe even a hover for a moment. Go forward with your chest. Forward with your chest. Land the foot down. Slide your left foot down to meet your right foot. And then counter stretch your wrists. Okay, bend your knees. Look for your blocks. Take them and put them right back behind your heels and together. And then just take a moment to sit your butt down and sit upright and take a few little rounds of cow-cat. And just counter a little bit. You might spend a little more time in the cow shape. Lift your chest up. Reprieve yourself from the birding. And then forward fold and step your feet back. So they're on your blocks, more or less together, kind of towards the inner edge of the block. Inhale to a little flat back. Exhale, fold, and then on empty, come to chair.
Okay.
Breathe in. And lift your right leg up. Now that might feel a little wobbly. Bear with it. Come into the figure 4 and begin to hinge forward. Now for some of you, this is gonna be better. For some of you, not so much. You're not gonna love it. Now, if this is not for you, you're just gonna stay kind of in a figure 4 forward fold. If you like, and you can get your hands to the floor, tip to the ball of your left foot, and perhaps this variation is gonna make it easier for you to lean. Again, you're just doing little taps. Now, if you're feeling frisky and you wanna try extending your left leg back, you can, but no need to do that now. And then you're just gonna slide your right foot back down, both feet to your 2 blocks, and take a counter stretch. On the floor is kind of far away from you, so maybe you need to do it on the blocks outside your feet, or maybe you just do a few little wrist circles all
It's really hard because I feel a little jammed.
Okay, right into the other side. Little flat back. Exhale, fold. On empty, roll to chair. Breathe in. Tadasana. Bring your left leg up. Figure 4. Begin to descend. And then again, maybe the floor just feels way too far away from you, and you bring your fingertips to your blocks, or to the floor, and you just think of this more as like a figure 4 Uttanasana. Or, if you're feeling it, this might help you push your shin and ankle higher up your armpit. Again, some people like one of the block variations, some people like the other, some people don't like blocks at all. Just give it a go. Maybe you play with stretching the leg back, maybe not. Maybe you just do a little toe roll, and then we'll meet in Uttanasana. Fold, and then just step your feet off the blocks. So let's go step them wide. How about that? And let's do a little stretch on the blocks. Go back of the hands on the blocks for a moment, and then palms on the blocks for a moment. Go both directions, and then let's go fist stretch. So make strong fists. We've done this before. Press your fists together, back of your hands against the blocks, elbows bent out to the side. Hang your head and give your wrists a really nice fisty stretch. One more breath. All right, last variation. Take your blocks right off to the side, not too far away. Heel toe the inner balls of your feet to touch. Come through a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose on empty. Breathe in as you arrive. Tadasana, right leg up into the chest. Okay, all of the setup without quite coming up yet. So descend Bring your hands to the floor, get high on the ball of your left foot. Use your left thigh to push the right ankle way up the outer armpit. Okay, take a breath in here. All the air out. On empty. Flare the ribs wide. Pass it to Active Uddiyana Bandha and see if that can help you lift your left foot off the floor. As you breathe in, you stretch your left like that. Maybe not. Maybe you're not even off the floor. Maybe you're just rolling to your left big toenail. Make your way out of this nice and slow. Step your right foot down to meet your left foot and counter stretch your wrist back to the hands on the floor. You can hang your head.
Not pretty.
Okay, this is almost over.
There used to be a time I could do that.
It's you and you.
It's a long time ago.
Inhale, flat back.
Long time.
Exhale, empty out nose or mouth. On empty, roll up to chair. Spread your wings wide. Breathe in. Tadasana, bring your left leg up. Okay, last hurrah. Set it all up. Get high on the ball of your right foot. Push it's like a little monkey paw. Your left foot grabs the outside of the trunk of your right arm. Really strongly. Press the foot higher. Take a breath in your nose. All the air out. Get empty, hollow, and then firm, and then see if I can help you lift. Then breathe, and maybe reach your heart forward so you can stretch the leg back. But again, maybe you need the right leg keeping the left shin in place. One more breath wherever you are. Land down. Land your left foot down. And then drop your heels and lift your heart up. There's blocks off to the sides if you need them for stability. Just sit upright a moment. Let the blood drain back into your heart and your hips.
Not pretty. Oh, we try.
As you sit your butt down, take all your props back with you so they're to the sides and kind of back of your mat. Blanket as well. Lie down on your back and hug your knees into your chest. And then just rock a little side to side. Arm balancing can sometimes make your lower back feel a little cranky. So move your hips and your legs around in any organic way that feels really nice. Therapeutic for your lower back. Churn your hips and your sockets. Whatever feels good. A little rolling, a little rocking. Stillness maybe is best. And then step your feet down to the floor. And you're not going to think of a full wheel at all. Just press your hands down outside your outer feet. Press your feet down. And start to lift your hips up, but don't go too high. And I just want you to think of lengthening the front of your pelvis. It's not a big upper chest back bend at all. Not yet. I want you to just think of stretching your thighs and your chest in opposition, but more kind of like in a little incline. And grip your glutes just a little bit, don't over squeeze them. And more than anything, just kind of pull your feet back and pull your hips away from your chest. Lengthen your tail and feel some breath at the front of your hips. Really more isometric than anything. Take one more breath. And then land your hips down and bring your right thigh over your left thigh. And if your blanket is really handy and you want to slip it behind your head, you can. I just like how that feels for the neck. And then lift your head and shoulders for just a sec so you can grab for the back of your calves or your Achilles or the back of your heels. And then let your head come back down and then just kind of move around here again. Let this be really kind of organic and unprescribed and loosey-goosey. I like how it feels to steer my shins up and down. I also like how it feels to reach around for the front of my ankles and to pull my heels towards my outer hips a little bit more. Just explore around, be curious about what feels good in your own body. Take a couple more breaths. Feel your sacrum broad, relaxed against the floor. And then release hold of your hands, keep the cross of your legs. Bring the left foot down, it can be just the ball of the left foot. Push your butt way over to the right edge of your mat, and then you can double wrap your legs if you wish for eagle legs, or stay in the single wrap and just twist to the right. And I like how the blanket feels for space in the shoulders. So If you like, you can press your head down against the floor of the blanket, move your left shoulder blade a little more to the left. You have a little more freedom to twist. You can make this an active twist and turn your chest and pull your top hip away from your chest, and make it a really kind of a juicy twist, or you can just kind of be mellow here and relax and let gravity do most of the work. You work really hard. One more deep breath. Just come back to center. Your hips back to the middle. Take your legs up to the ceiling and just shake them out a little bit. Give them a really good loosey-goosey shake. Shake, 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 shake. All right, switch sides. Bring your left thigh over your right thigh. Lift your head and shoulders so you can grab for the back of your Achilles or the bottom of the calves or the back of your heel. Let your head come back down. And then again, just be exploratory here. Go for a pleasant sensation in your outer hips and a whole lot of space for breath in your lower back. You might get a little sacral pop. And you might like to bring the shins up and down. You might like to hold them up or hold them down. One more breath. Take your right foot down, move your butt way over to the left, and then single or double wrap your legs in an eagle twist. Again, you might like to press your head down and move your right shoulder blade a little to the right, and just activate or be more passive and receptive in this twist. Come back to center, align your hips. Take the blanket off to the side if you're using it behind your head. And then reach for the outer edges of your mat with your arms straight and grab the mat and pull the mat apart like you're going to try and rip your mat in half. Knee and feet down. And then press your feet down and start to lift your hips up and take one last back bend. And again, it doesn't need to be so much a big upper chest back bending moment, though you can activate the upper chest a little more here. But mostly, think of your feet dragging back and your chest pulling away, and unlock the front of your hips. Firm your glutes a little, pull the mat apart, then you can tuck your shoulders underneath you a little bit more and take 5 really deep breaths. Last active posture of the clap. Pull the mat apart, lengthen your spine, drag your feet back, lift your hips up a little without overdoing it. 2 more breaths. Slowly release, hold with your hands, roll yourself down, draw your knees into your chest for just a moment, roll up, try not to disturb yourself too much. You're going to take a supported fish, 1 block medium height behind the head, 1 block lowest height underneath the tips of your shoulder blades. So the head is higher than the shoulder blades. Take your blanket and just as it is doubled up, you can put it right underneath the roof of your thighs, underneath the dip of your butt. As you roll down, you might need to navigate the blocks more artfully in place. So right underneath the tips of your shoulder blades with the lowest height block, you make your shoulder blades a little tucked, and then your head 1 level higher. And then I really like to give the shoulder blades an extra tuck here. Bring your arms into a cactus, a loose cactus shape, and stretch your legs straight and long. Now, the lift of the thighs should help to deepen the groins just a little, rooting the thighs down towards their sockets. And you should feel a very gentle, passive opening to the front of the chest, right at the front of your shoulder heads, outer pecs. If you feel nothing here, then go ahead and come up and make the block underneath your shoulder blade tips medium height and the block behind your head highest height, so that you do have a mild, pleasant sensation of opening at the front of the chest as you rest. You don't want it to be a dramatic back bend, but you do want there to be some opening through the force of gravity on the front of your chest. We'll take a couple of clearing breaths to settle here. So last chance for fixes and fidgets. So take a deep, deep breath in your nose and pause when you get full for a moment. Relax your throat as you pause. Take in a little bit more air and then open the mouth and clear out your mouth. Seal your lips lightly, and again, breathe in your nose. Pause when you're comfortably full. Relax around your jaw, your tongue, and your throat. Fill up a little bit more. Pause again. Relax the throat, the face again, and then take in a little bit more air, and then empty out your mouth. One last round. Seal the lips, breathe in your nose. Pause when you're comfortable and relax. Sip in a little bit more air. Pause and relax again. Chest, throat, face. Sip in a little bit more and again relax. Again, get softer, make more inner space. Maybe a little more, and then empty out your mouth. And let your breath just flow, easy, free. Let your body rest completely. We'll stay for a couple minutes together, multi with an Om, and hope that you'll stick with the If at any point you feel like you need to bring yourself closer to the floor to feel more grounded in your Shavasana, by all means come out of the gentle fish shape and lie flat to the earth.
Namaste.